All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to East Coast Arts. I am Matt Forkin, joined by special guest commentator Danielle Sweeney.
Hi everyone. Happy to be here and commentating on week 2, Women's Premier League on the
So
stream.
week 2 for the women, but week 5 overall for the
men.
whole Premier League.
Okay, gotcha. Happy to be here. So
Men have a larger field, so we start a little bit before you guys.
Oh,
you gals, I should say.
Gotcha. Well, I love to hear it. I know ours was held up a little bit.
Yeah, tell us more about that.
No, that's what you get when you have a really competitive field.
I be honest with you, that play-in was like flip a coin on every. I literally made Kim my odds favorite just on experience alone.
Oh, yeah.
But when the play-in came down to Laura and Kim, I was really rooting for Laura.
Oh, exactly. I'm just happy that just in women's darts, overall this year, majors-wise, the Sheer Bomb, I think I had heard that was our highest turnout. So I'm just happy that, more women are coming out.
I feel like you guys got really front heavy in attendance and then tapered toward the end though, which was unfortunate. But there's so many dart things now.
Yeah, no, and I know that's a little bit to be expected, especially for, especially an event like Miss Philly is the only one of our majors that you have to qualify for. So, the attendance for that, for a qualifier though, it was solid. It was a competitive playing field, and there's not much more you can ask for as a player.
What did you finish with? 2 points?
Yes.
It was a 5-way tie with 2?
I came in third for the TMM. Or Terry Marcello.
Doesn't it get you 2.5 points?
Well, it was third, fourth. We didn't play for the spot. Yep. So.
Oh, true. It's not a double elimination. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Which you had a very impressive run in that semifinal. I think you pissed Jessica off though.
I don't think so. I think it was just a really competitive match. You know what I mean?
Your first P break, if all of a sudden she came back and
yeah,
like a 20-point jump on her average.
Yeah.
It's like, well, and you kept pace with her. Just
I mean, long format like that too, especially when you get further into majors like that, or even finals for same day majors, ones that aren't spread out. That's something you learn with experience too.
Which, if anyone wants to go back and watch the Terry Marcello, that is on YouTube, Facebook, you can search or scroll and go watch that. Yeah, Sween shot well. She set herself up at a couple one dart outs, and Jessica was taking out like 134s and 157s. It was nuts.
She shot phenomenal, and that's
the
all you
baby
can ask
shot
for.
phenomenal. Been on a winning streak since well, she was on a winning streak when she was pregnant. She's back off her hiatus now. She's our next matchup with, I believe, Colleen.
No, she is
Kevin's
playing
not behind
Katrina.
Katrina.
They'll be the next event on the stream.
A little inside baseball for you. You realize how useless I am when Kevin's not here, because I have no idea what's going on. He's shooting Roman in his PSL match down there.
But yeah, I mean, I think it just goes to show, especially even the field, for Premier League this year, you have, some repeats, and then, you had people competing for those last spots that, this was their first year taking on majors. So, I love to see it.
And you love the great story in Laura Stankiewicz that it took coaxing to get her to a Miss Philly qualifier. She gets a point there. She keeps going out, and then she's in the play-in, and the whole deterrent for her not shooting was she wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And yet there she is in the not even just the play-in round robin. She's in the play-in game.
Yep.
To shoot all summer.
Yep. I mean, it just goes to show, if anything, it's a learning experience, Stream Deck here was glitching a little bit.
I don't know what just happened. I hope the stream one camera just died. All right, I hope that fixed it. The hell was that?
I don't know. That was really odd.
we're in a weird spot. I tried to fix there's still no Wi-Fi in the hall, so I piggybacked off of one of the routers behind the service bar area, and I don't know if you heard it. The ice dropped, and that's when everything
Oh.
kicked. So I don't know if it was a surge or something like that, or
Well, unfortunately, if that happens again, I mean, we'll still be able to see the darts. We just won't be able to see Kim and
Yeah,
Brittany's
I'll just-
beautiful faces.
I'll just update it as we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I think Brittany would prefer if she wasn't on camera, just her darts. But
I know I certainly prefer not to be on camera, as we know.
oh, you went from having panic attacks when you had to shoot on camera to what did you finish? Top 4 in the 2022 Philly Open? Women's singles?
Yes. Yeah,
Where you
that
had to
was the
shoot on
first time-
camera.
Yeah, that was the first time after that. It's gotten exponentially easier, especially, you know, our board, that our bracket for the Grand Slam itself, the original event, that was streamed all day. So,
What's also getting easier is I've upgraded. It's no longer like one tripod with a block of wood
Right.
just right
right.
on you.
Right.
It's a little more subtle. At least I hope it's subtle. You got to come through anything? You don't. You're working. We're just talking about darts.
But it's fun, you know. A lot of us shoot with each other. A lot of us compete against each other, you know, singles wise, and doubles wise. But you know,
It's
A
been a
lot of
good
us are
year for the
friends,
women because
teammates.
Brittany didn't win everything.
it was very spread out. It was
Yeah.
very spread out.
Colleen breaking into the top now.
Mhm.
Not that she hasn't been a top shooter, but like
Yeah.
over the hump now, like one notch on the belt.
Yep. Yep.
Jessica winning Premier League, winning Terry Marcella.
She
It's
won
on
Terry
the tip of my tongue. I
Marcella,
can't keep getting
yep.
it out.
The sheer bomb was Tracy career tag.
Brittany won the Mary Jo. Right? Mary Jo?
Yes. Yes.
I keep mixing Helen and Mary Jo up. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
which one's cricket again?
The sheer bomb's a great event.
Hi, Troy.
Such a great event. Hi, Troy.
Troy, I have unfortunate news. If you were looking to get on, the splitter that we spent all that money on died. And now I have to find the other one that's somewhere in the ASL closet. Hi, Ron Marks. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Ron.
Come on, guys. I got Sweeney to drive all the way down here. Grill her on some questions.
Oh,
He
no.
shoots against all these women.
Oh no. So this is a good set to begin with. We're 1-1 right now between Britt and Kim.
Unfortunate dart there. Britt still had a bogey, though. So, like,
Yep.
I don't think she wanted to leave 36, but
And that's the thing about Kim. Kim is just from shooting with her, shooting against her. You know, she could leave herself the most bizarre, you know, unideal outshot in the world. And she's right there with it.
that's not a Mrs. Go. That's not bad. She's still got a chance at it, but I'm set up on the wrong screen here. Andrew, you're fine. Relax. For those familiar with the Columbia layout, we are by the service bar to tap into the router, so you will hear Andrea from time refilling her ice, and that's just you're getting it the same way we are. Did she not hit that? I was messing with something.
No, it was
Scoreboard just-
right above
oh,
it.
scoreboard needs to refresh. Okay. Vale, I said hi. That's quite Texas. I don't have a translator. Troy, you're my translator. Did learn a new phrase from Troy down at the Cherry Bomb this year, a humdinger. Like this match right here is gonna be a humdinger.
I I want to say I've heard it before, but that's not frequently used in my vernacular. I can't say.
I've been saying it more and more since I left Florida. So thanks, Troy.
Hi, Troy. So funny enough, when we were talking about live streams, the very first time I shot on a live stream was at WADA with Troy. Troy was one of my mixed trips partners. Yeah.
Did Troy choke or did Troy shoot
No,
well?
Troy, he carried the team. He very much so did. Him and Frankie Watkins.
That's a solid team.
Yeah,
That's a very solid
it was a
team.
very fun team to shoot on.
The only gripe I have about mixed triples is how early in the morning it is.
Same, same.
Because we aren't quite go to bed early people in Philadelphia.
No, I mean, fortunately, I've learned, like, again, something with traveling that comes with experience. Friday nights are typically my go to bed early night. You know,
Now,
use that to my advantage for the rest of the weekend because the rest of the weekend. See, his back still hurts. I know, I'm so sorry. That was a fun weekend though. WADA's a great tournament. I think Tammy just recently posted the
it's
hotel information.
Labor Day weekend,
Yep.
new venue this year. Still working out stream. We were told with a new venue they don't particularly want to do a stream yet, just to get a feel for how things are going to flow. So we're going to keep working with Rhonda and see if we can make it happen. It's
Yeah,
also
that
my
would be
birthday
neat.
weekend, so I'm not pushing too hard because I've worked every birthday since I was 14. So
I guess you'll have to get the splitter fixed so you can just tune Troy
Kevin's
back
already
in.
telling me, he's like, well, you're coming and you have to bring all the equipment. I was like, if we don't book anything, I'm not bringing the equipment. I would just shoot.
Yeah, have a good time.
Better way to spend your 34th birthday than at a
Yeah.
dart tournament. No, last year was bad because me and Troy were streaming it, and he had mentioned it's my birthday today, the Saturday, and people were watching the stream in the room and stuff.
Yeah.
And as I'm leaving to go check in with the tournament, people were like, "Oh, come take a shot for your birthday." I'm like, guys, I still have to work.
So that plan unfortunately backfired. I'm sure it was meant with good intentions.
So it was just when people are offering you your fifth, sixth shot, it's not even noon yet. You're like, guys, I appreciate it, but no.
Yeah. And I mean, for some, that's the warm up ritual too, birthday weekend or not. So whatever floats your boat or finds your lost remote. There we go. He's got to prep for Tricoda.
We are working on Tricoda. They put our logo on the flyer, so I'm assuming that's an accept of the bid.
That's sweet.
But we're very happy to be working with Eric Murray. It's the Maryland area,
Yeah.
if you aren't familiar. No, a lot of people starting to reach out now, which is great.
Yeah.
I guess I'm doing something right. Certainly
Yeah.
not me talking.
I mean, you guys have a great thing. I'll tune in from events if I can't make it down, and both locally, up and down the East Coast darts. So it's a great thing you guys have going on.
I'm not quite sure what that math there was from Brittany, but that's not right. Was that not two 11s? No?
I thought it was, but it may not have been.
We're on a much smaller screen than we're used to. Thank you, Amazon Prime Day, for all of my fancy new toys. And Lindsay Robbins for my $250 gift certificate as a Christmas present for my job.
That's nice.
Yeah, I didn't think that was coming.
That's really nice.
Cameras and monitors and wires.
Gizmos
Oh
and
my.
gadgets galore.
I'm glorified Radio Shack. Rich struggling.
Her outs are right on the wire. There we go. A little bit of foot and mouth there. She might have overheard you.
I don't know if it's like the run she went on over the last 2-3 years. She didn't miss a double. Like she never missed a double. And this past year, like I don't know if she's driving the struggle bus or just riding front seat, but like she goes through these waves where she doesn't miss them and then she can't hit them, and it's. I mean, look at her average. Brittany's shooting a 49 right now
Yeah.
with what 7-8 darts at doubles. Like Brittany doesn't shoot like that. That's
No, I know, and I mean, like you said, it kind of, I think can be said for anybody, but you know, like Britt recently just came off of her wins, you know, in Steel City, rightfully so, shot phenomenal there, you know,
It almost feels long overdue.
yeah,
Like the way she was kind of trajectory in that run I'm talking about, like 2001 to beginning of 2023. She was almost unbeatable, and yet she was going to bigger tournaments. She was losing to top women in the world, like basically Paula Murphy and Tracy Feartag, but
yeah,
competing, but never getting the wins at the tournaments. And then Steel City happens, she gets the wins. You're like, oh well,
yeah,
I would have expected to hear that like a year ago.
right,
Not, she's kind of in a rut right now. I mean, it's great to see. Don't get me wrong. It's just one of those where competition has gotten harder too. Hey, you're not wrong, Kelly, but
it definitely has, and I think she's really been, you know, on the road grinding a lot too.
oh, 100%.
You know, she's throwing a lot of darts these days. So we might look at a leg like this where it's a lower average, you know, and then she might shoot a match tomorrow. So I think that's part of what she's honing in on now is that.
Like I almost want to pull it up last year because I feel like she was flirting with that 60 average,
Mm-hmm.
and now she's dancing around 50 right now. I understand it's early in the night. Things happen.
Yeah.
Kim's putting pressure on her.
Because the same can be said for Kim Fee. And I mean, Laura Stankiewicz has said it best where, you know, she, like, everyone was talking. Laura had put out a beautiful post after that Premier League play-in talking about Kim specifically where, you know, Kim's a shooter who, as she gets warmed up, she gets hot, red hot. And, you know, catching her at later legs in the day, you know, I can speak from experience, you know.
You're no
You know,
slouch.
Kim's one of those shooters that picks up that, you know, once she gets warmed up, you know, from shooting with her. Hey, Kim. Shooting with her and shooting against her. Just knowing team format, you know, later in the night, like she comes through solid. I totally agree.
No, I mean, specifically to Kelly's comment, because
Yeah.
I forgot to read it, that Kim is very underrated. She's not wrong, but Kim, I hate saying this because I use Jamal Peg as the example with the men. Kim's almost a stepping stone. No one's surprised when she wins.
Yeah.
But also, you wouldn't be surprised if Kim wins a major. If anything, it's overdue.
Right.
But when she loses to a Brittany or a Jess or a Colleen, no one's surprised there either. It's when people start beating Kim regularly, that's when you they're ready to compete. Like
Right.
And that's no disrespect to Kim. She's better than me at darts. Let's be serious.
No, and Kim is wonderful. Like, in a sense, she takes, like, she's very much a mentor. I would feel like, even for myself, like shooting with her. And she and I've been shooting on her women's league team for years now, 5 years now. You know, she's one of those shooters that are very humble about their darts. Also,
I mean, she's been in the driver's seat this
Yeah.
whole match. She's back up now, 3-2. She took a 1-0 lead. Brittany tied it. Took a 2-1 lead. Brittany tied.
hmm
It's she's not an easy shot. I guess the easiest way to put that. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, you're probably gonna play a lot of legs if you play Kim.
And going back to what Kelly said, though, I don't know that really, like, women's wise, you know, I don't know that anyone really is. Like, any matchup, you know, there's a lot of girls that are putting in the work, you know what I mean? And shooting and hammering numbers.
There are,
yeah.
but I kind of always try to make the point of, you know, for me when I'm calling matches or when me and Kevin are talking about who we're going to put up next,
Right.
we look at longevity. So, you know, you don't want to put certain people that you expect to go deeper in tournaments early because you know they're going to get on the camera. You want
Right.
to try to get everybody on the
Right,
camera.
right,
It's just showcase a good match. Like putting, just going to use you as an example, you and a Laura Stankiewicz in a first round match versus Brittany and Jess. Like, well, Brittany and Jess are going to get on camera. We already know that.
Right,
Like,
right.
but when you walk into a women's tournament, if you had like a almost order of merit or of like a betting odds, like start listing your top 5 favorites for a tournament.
Right.
Kim doesn't end up on that list. That's what I was saying is
Yeah.
maybe she should, but no one's surprised when she wins. But also, the women, in my opinion, I think there's a clear top 5 right now that on any given women's event are most likely going to win. And it's going to take no offense to you, you're not on that list.
No,
but
none taken.
it's going to take like a full day from you to overcome that,
Yeah.
and that's kind of the
Yeah, for sure.
that's what I understand. The women are much deeper now in terms of quality shooters. There's a lot of good women shooters. That's actually exciting for my stream because I get to showcase you guys. It's also
Exactly.
true, Kelly. Kelly Gallagher on Twitch saying that Kim's just a local shooter raising a family, doesn't get to travel and compete, and she does hold her own. It would be, I would actually be very curious because, to Kelly's point, I'd like to see what Colleen can do when she can travel. Because someone like Brian Werman, and very good in Philadelphia.
Mhm.
He's good. He holds his own.
Mhm.
When you travel, Worm makes a lot of money off of the top 16, top 8 appearances. He doesn't win much, but Worm's a better tournament shooter than he is a Philadelphia
Right.
shooter. And there's a lot of great Philadelphia shooters that can't go away to tournaments and win. It's
Right.
a weird little dynamic here, but you're gonna have to pay and send Kim away. Like, just go, just go see what you can do.
I mean, that would be pretty sweet. I know Colleen and I were briefly talking. Like, she has been considering traveling more.
Just gotta dip
see
your
what
toe
that
in the water.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Open is obviously, I guess what you're talking about, like kind of putting your feet in the water, at least getting a feel for tournament format. You know what I mean? Like what the day is going to look like.
And the other
You know,
big
lulls in
deterring
between.
thing with traveling, and just in my experience, because I had no issue traveling, I love to shoot darts. I'm also, we all know how I am at darts. It's hard to find a partner to like make the weekend worth it because
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the orphan list. I will just to have fun, like
Right.
screw it. But it's easier when you have your partner. Here's what I'm shooting with.
Mhm.
You're gonna have a full weekend of chances. If you're not really on that circuit, everyone's like, WADA's 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks away,
Mhm.
and if you're a woman going to WADA from Philadelphia, how do you find a partner?
Darts of Philly, just kind of put it out there.
Well, kind of my point is everyone's booked.
Yeah, I just saw today. I think Sam had posted, and it stinks, especially when you're set that far in advance too, and something may come up. Life happens. Kind of scrambling last minute to find, and sometimes it can work in your favor. Honestly, you know what I mean. You might.
Oh, yeah,
you might
sometimes you could
go
show
in
up and someone
yeah.
had a doubles partner that failed and they're not going to
Yeah.
do doubles, and you ask them and you get to shoot with them.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. Yes, Troy, you are right. I should just go to stream. You're 100% correct. However, I do love to throw the darts. Actually, Troy, I'm still shooting with the darts I bought at Cherry Bomb, and for some reason they work. It makes no sense to me, but for some reason they work. They're shot darts. There's like 6 different grips on the barrel.
Yeah.
And I was complaining to Troy the whole time. I bought them because they were cheap, and we wanted to shoot in the luck of the draw, and I didn't bring darts. And I'm throwing with them on Saturday. I'm like, can they just pick a grip and stick with them? He goes, I think you should stick to those darts because you haven't thrown under a 60 since we started. I was like, wait, what?
Hey, sometimes just trying something different works out.
I don't know why they work. They're the ugliest darts I've ever seen. I don't like them. I don't particularly like to hold them. People look at me after they pick them up like, how do you throw these? They're like, I don't know, but they go where I want. So
I think it's almost like a pseudo. Yeah, I was just about to say that, Troy. It's like a psychological effect, because there have been times. For example, the first darts I ever bought, I bought Vox hammerheads, and at
let me
this
guess,
point,
you bought them at Bullseye.
I did. So this is when we used to shoot at a Tom's Pub, and we were just shooting, and I had tried Paige's darts. I lit up the board with those. I took a picture of them on my phone, went right there. So, and the same thing happened with the MVGs I currently throw with. Same thing, I borrowed Damien Trouts and throw with them, and they were they were perfect. So I do agree with Troy. It's like that psychological effect of, you know,
Oh,
just
look at that.
throwing
Troy
with
with
them.
the breaking news. Shot Darts signs Michael Smith. Maybe they are doing something right. I don't know. But no, your arm knows what it wants to do. It's just
Yeah.
well,
Getting
I
it to
feel
do
like we
that
can
is-
kind of relate to this. There was a point where I was getting pretty good at darts,
Mhm.
and I started to realize I was good at darts, and then it went right back down.
Yeah.
Like just knowing I can go up and hit the ton here to leave 32 or whatever it is.
Mhm.
I started forcing it, and then you lose your confidence, and then it's just a slow spiral of maybe I should just turn the cameras on. But
Mhm.
also for the record, Danielle Sweeney's record against me in ASL playoffs is 1-0.
That was
I will quote Fran Carroll on this one. It was a beautiful train wreck.
I really like that description of it because that's exactly.
Well-
But you know what I do? I go for double bull all the time now. 50 out.
Look, if you go 6 for 123 on outshots, you're probably going to lose. And that's exactly what I did. And to your credit, you were like 7 for 18 or something like that. What really stung was when you went through the door here, and I heard the whole bar erupt, and I was like, mother.
Yeah, ASL that year, and shooting that singles format and shooting against, especially that year, I think the averages were pretty, they were more spread out
Well, yeah,
than
I
they
mean,
traditionally are.
If you look at
So,
that
yeah.
season of ASL, that particular half, that Division D group, I don't think there's any. Most of us have been promoted already. Like
Yeah.
it's. I know you're still. Well, you don't shoot ASL, do you?
No, I shoot Quaker City. I shoot on Colleen's team.
You switch. You went back
Yep,
to the dark side.
Colleen, Kim Fee, myself, Ange Borden, Cindy Todd, Kate Bryant.
But
So,
yeah, that
fun
was
squad.
it was right after the COVID year where
Yeah.
you saw after that half specifically where we had some Quaker City long timers that shot because it was the only league. But the promotion from that point after like everyone kept moving up and D just kept getting
Yep.
replenished, and you saw the growth from one what was it 48 people in
Yeah.
a room during well shouldn't say in a room during COVID, spread out in a room
Yeah.
during but the growth a lot of people got out of just that one half is why
Oh yeah.
why
Yeah.
ASL makes such a difference. Yes, there is a
Yes.
dress code tonight,
Yes.
Kelly.
Anytime you see Jamie with sleeves on, it is a dress code. Tough dart there, Britt.
It's the double again.
Yeah.
I don't know if the mic can pick up that she's yelling in the background. She's not happy about it, but you can call from the mic. It's fine.
I don't think that would be very
No, it goes in my
Status-
suitcase and it sits in my trunk until I pull it out again. The heat will kill the
we're very
bacteria.
hygienic here.
So hygienic.
But yeah.
Do it again, Britt. That's not quite right.
Couldn't tell, it was like
Actually,
hiding right behind
here's
it.
what I've noticed a lot with the women shooters. With 80 left, they love to go at 16. I'm gonna see if Kim does it or if she's gonna go at the 20s.
Mm.
Just doing a quick. Don't mind me. Just want to check my angles and see which one. All right, I don't have a great double six here, so. You suck is what I heard over my shoulder there. That's Brittany's words, not mine. Don't mind me, Sween. I'm just working.
No, you're fine. Another one right next door. But what you were speaking to, Kelly, I can sympathize with your first set being $20 from Dick's Sporting Goods. Mine were $15 from Amazon. So, yeah, I mean, I really think at the end of the day, you know,
I still shoot with the $25 set
Yeah.
I bought off of doubletopdarts.uk.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, you know,
The generic.
if you're comfortable with it, it
sharp
throws,
grip.
it sticks in the board. You know what I mean?
It's you know, 'cause I like to try because I bought one set of darts and I was good with them, and then you start
Yeah.
trying other things and they work, and then when they stop working, every time I go back to those darts, they always seem it's just like old reliable, but they're not great
I can
scoring wise. Like I
Yeah.
can throw them wherever I can hit the outs, I can hit the numbers.
Yeah.
It's the all right. Well, I'm playing Timmy O'Brien, so I was like, oh yeah, just practice. I can do practice. I'm still throwing. I can still throw 60 every time. It's not tons. It's not ton
Yeah.
40s. Like,
Yeah.
and if you want to win, you got to be able to do that. I mean, Lou Vetzel shot with a pair of Dick's Sporting Good darts until I told him for 4 years, like, dude, you have to switch those darts. There's 17-gram brass darts, and it was like throwing a roll of pennies at the. He'd hit one triple 20, it blocked the whole triple 20.
Oh, okay.
And
I
he
get
don't
what
get
you're
me
saying,
wrong,
yeah.
he's good. But I told him for years, like you have to get another set of darts. He loses to Brian Werman in the Wiz qualifier at top 16, his first year qualifying. And Worm tells me, dude, you got to get skinnier darts. He bought skinnier darts the next day. I was like, dude, you're such an asshole. Telling you for years. You listen to Worm because he beat you. Uh-oh.
Getting this one
Maybe
underway.
maybe I'm bumping this, and that's what's going on. I don't know.
You're out of your element.
We're sitting on bar
spot.
stools at a bar, but there's no bartender. I mean, Christ, Troy ordered custom darts.
Yep. See, a lot of people are tuning in. You know, Michelle, first set was 20. Kelly had to have my own set to see if I was showing improvement with the same consistent set of darts. No, and I totally get that. For me personally, it's more of the grip.
If you have
like,
a grip that but see, that's the thing
Yeah.
is, if you have a grip you know that you like and it works for you,
mhm,
that narrows the field of so many options.
Yep.
And now it's, okay, how long do I like them? What weight do I like? Like little
Yep.
things, what kind of shafts and flights do I like?
Yep.
But that narrows, think about it. Oh, I just got into darts. What do I do? Buy the cheapest set, like just
Mhm.
work from, because you never know
Yep.
what the right set is for you. And
No, yeah.
some people will go out and spend $150 on their first set. Be like, well, I'm
Mhm.
never buying another set because I spent. Start small, and if there's something you like, also, this is why I love Bullseye. You can shoot your darts before you buy them.
Right.
It may only be one, but you can get a feel for this works for me or it doesn't.
Hey, Clyde. Oh, it's so great to hear from you. Thank you so much. I miss you tons. Haven't seen you out in a while. Hope you're doing well. Hope the
Well,
family's good.
Fishing season. Come on.
Oh, right. You're absolutely right.
He's got that
absolutely
boat. He's
right.
not.
No, I don't blame
missing
him.
any of
I
the
don't blame
sunlight.
him. Set I use where set Shaggy one somewhere.
Yeah, but even that's, if I'm lucky enough where I get a lot of, shouldn't say a lot of, I get some free stuff from time to time, and mostly it's darts or dart supplies,
Yeah.
which I'm not going to use. Just give them to people. Like,
Yeah.
I won't give them to, like, you shoot.
And
You
that's
you know what you like. I'm not even, but someone who's, oh, I'm new and I want to play darts, but I don't have a set. Here you go. Like, as long
Right.
as you promise you're going to use these and practice with them, and
mhm.
just take them. Hoping to get back out soon. Playing at the Oxley on Mondays. trying to
That's
get back
awesome.
into it.
Awesome. Yeah, and speaking of leagues that kind of like blew up, summer league wise, that Oxley's been doing really great. They're running both some teams.
Yeah, they
and
run
singles.
a
Yeah.
teams on Monday,
Mhm.
open to anybody, all skill levels. They do their best with the teams, although accidents happen. Like case in point, my first year shooting in that league, our team was Frank Gorham, Mark Weber Sr., Michael Peter, myself, and some guy named Marcel, who nobody knew, but he
Right.
was solid 70
Yeah.
average, and that was our
Bomb squad.
it was. We lost 7-6 to Lil's team the first week because the guy calling the lineups, because Frank refuses to do it, didn't know who me or Michael were, or if we knew how to play darts. And then after the second week when he figured
Yeah.
it out, it was just
Yep.
we won like
That's
11-1, 11-2 every week. It was the best season we ever had.
yeah. And now I think they do like a draft format or something. So it's more like kind of it's more evenly
They
to
kinda-
my
So
understanding.
they try to bracket out. They try to put you to all right, A shooters, now B shooters, now C, like all the way down to like
Gotcha.
H shoot, like never touch a dart. We have no idea who you are.
Right.
And they just try to like
Yeah.
fill in as you go. It's no perfect way to do it.
No,
It's for
there's
fun.
really not.
And let's be serious, they pay out. Almost every shooter gets
That's
their
what
money
I
back.
said, Kelly. I said that's a bomb squad.
Yes, Kelly. It was we, myself and Michael and Tiffany Fox was on our team. We talked most of the summer like, you know, they like really screwed up. Like we're never gonna play on a team like this ever again. I was like, I know, just
This is
enjoy
a
it.
once in a lifetime
Enjoy it while it's
opportunity.
happening
Yeah.
right now. It was it was kind of a blowout. We weren't shooting Frank Gorham out every week. Like
Yeah.
he was just cracking dirty jokes and keeping score.
Yeah. That's
It's right in his comfort zone if anybody knows Frank.
Brittany
Just like
takes
that,
one
Brittany
out.
takes
3
it out.
darts.
Came back strong. Kim did her best though.
Mm-hmm. Kim shot really well.
Brittany started to pick up the scoring power and then started finding doubles.
Yeah. I
Who
mean, I'm
knew?
curious to see, you know, like we spoke about earlier, how, you know, Kim, you know, later on in the night.
Is that Jessica? No, that's not Jessica. Looks like Jess and Colleen are still shooting. So while we're waiting, let's make Sweeney do some work since she drove all the way down here. Let's give an update around the room. Where's everybody else at?
Oh, okay. I thought this was gonna be like a quiz.
No,
game show.
no.
Dart
Well,
knowledge.
It could be. I
No,
just
I
don't
wanna
have
give
any.
you any ideas.
I don't have any
let's
prizes.
Not make that a new segment. I do not want to be the guinea pig for that one.
You could be the host.
That'd be pretty funny.
Shooting with Sween.
That would be a fun game show.
Do you want to update them, or would you like me to do it?
Sure.
I'll tell you what. I'll update everyone watching on the women, and then you handle the men. I'll pull the men up on the
Sure.
screen. So, okay.
Sure. Sounds
So
great.
Katrina Dolan leads Little Ramos 4-2. Steph Wehrman, who is pregnant and expecting, congratulations, both Brian and Steph, leads 4-1 over Jamie Spingler, and Colleen Russell leads Jessica O'Brien 4-2. Over to the men's side of things. Well, these just happened.
For the top 2.
No. It's round robin, but these games are finished.
Oh, okay.
But include them in your up.
Okay. So it looks like so far Timmy defeated Ray Roulan 8-4, and Colin took down the other half of Team Sween, Brian Sweeney, 8-1. We still have some live darts going on the men's side. If you wanted to tune in on Dart Connect, Adam Gingery is currently ahead on Jimmy Newman, 6-4. Currently, Adam's throwing a 65-52, and Jim is throwing a 61-27. So,
Throw that up right now, just while we're waiting.
sure.
We're gonna take a break. We're gonna step away, but we'll have that score happening, which I don't think I can do anything with the camera. See if I can. I can a little bit. Do a little rearranging here so you can get a right side of your screen. You see Adam and Jim going back and forth. So stick with us. We'll be back. I'm Matt Forkin, joined by Danielle Sweeney. This is the 2023 Philadelphia Premier League on East Coast Darts. We will be right back. And we are back. Our last match of the night. The current Premier League champion
Yep. Yep.
versus Miss Katrina Dawn.
Yeah, and she just came back her last match against Colleen Russell. Tied that up.
That ended in a
4-4,
tie.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She was down 4-1, battled back. So
I've yet to figure out Jessica's. Yes, she can do that. We've seen her do that. But she's not like a slow starter where you're like, oh, she's down 4. She can just blow you away or pick it up in the middle, pick it up at the end.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
really like no rhyme or reason to her off darts.
No.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's not like an opponent where you're expecting them to like come out hot and taper off, or vice versa. Start out slow and then, pick it up.
It's not even like like Mike Camp. It goes in waves where he shorts arms some and then his scoring power kind of dips and he figures it back out. There's no rhyme or reason. It's every leg. It's flip a coin and flip every 3 darts. You never know where you're getting.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
and
more of on the top side than it is the bottom side, but it's just one of those. I always look for a reason to talk about. Like, all right, they have a
Yeah.
tell. This is what's going on.
yep.
Haven't figured it out yet.
No, yeah. I think it's just she's very aware of like her own darts when she needs to pick it up. You know what I mean?
The only explanation I have is just don't piss her off. But like, I don't even know if that works because she might piss herself off and then you're
yeah,
screwed.
Yeah, yeah.
The jump she's made in the last year is like unbelievable to me.
Yeah, she's
I mean, she wasn't
can't-
bad going into COVID,
no.
but where she was that. We'll just call it the COVID break because we all had to do it.
Yeah.
And not everybody touched darts. Where she was, she kind of came back in and around that mark. Maybe not as sharp around the board because she wasn't throwing as often. But Jessica, we're talking about Jessica. Sorry, Kelly. Thank you for chiming in there. She kind of came back right around where she was. Maybe not as crisp on the doubles or the math or anything like that. And then you tell me when it was just she caught fire and it hasn't gone out.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I think a lot of it can be attested to, I remember she and I shooting each other during, we were in the same, that D division for ASL. And, I think having that variety of competition also, kind of, wiped off the dust a little bit, you know what I mean?
True.
Got back in in the flow. I want to say she won the division that year and got bumped up. If I remember correctly, or maybe the half after that.
I think so.
And I feel like that's when like her, consistency and everything really was, she was honing in on that then. And
I
then
mean,
the
what
majors
she
kinda
did in
just
short
followed.
time, because she was expecting, obviously.
Yeah.
She shot early, got all her matches
Yeah.
after ASL, and already said, I'm withdrawing from the playoffs because
Yeah,
little baby girl's coming.
yeah,
What she did was impressive. She was beating Hall of Famers, like handedly, with the
Yeah.
exception of Anthony Marquet, because he showed up ready to teach her a lesson.
prepared for
But
the match.
yeah, she blew my mind. I mean, it just not even like, oh, like not happy about it or anything, nothing like that.
Yeah,
It was just, where did this come from? Like, it was just like a light switch overnight, and then all of a sudden, Jess is tinkering around the 60, sometimes shooting in the 60 averages in like a 7-day span. Like, what the hell happened?
like, and kind of how we just like talked about like how Camp will be able to like recalibrate himself kind of. I feel like she really has again that ability to not only identify like what she needs to do, kind of maybe give herself that piss off pep talk like you were talking about, how like kind of to get it in gear, but she's able to follow through on that, put it in action. Like, someone can sit there and be like, oh, I'm floating my darts, but maybe not necessarily understand how to correct that, like in match. You know what I
No,
mean?
that's fair. That's fair.
Because, like we talked about, a lot of, and anyone will say, darts is a mental game. It boils down to a lot.
It's all mental. This whole game is mental.
Right on that triple. I mean, that double. That seems to be like a reoccurring theme for the stream matches today.
It's
right on the
specifically
wires.
with the Hughes, Jasinski, O'Brien clan.
Yeah.
That's maybe
Yeah,
not,
I mean,
maybe not so much.
I mean,
Yes, Troy. It's just a game. You asshole.
I agree. At the end of the day, if you're not having fun playing it, obviously you want to be competitive and shoot your best darts. But I totally agree with Troy.
Oh no, that it's just a game. That there's a lot of meaning behind that phrase. So my first year into darts, I
Mhm.
started going to qualifiers. This is before COVID,
Okay.
where I think my shit doesn't stink. I'm pretty good at darts. I know it's hard to get in Mr. Philly. I know all of that.
Yeah.
I go to, I think this is my third qualifier. I'm now in the winning you're in round for the third time. This is the day I meet Troy, where he just keeps going like, I'm ready. Typical Troy, just
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
And I was like, "Dude, I'm nervous. It's like my third time. Like, just got to win and you get in." He goes, "Oh, I shot Miss Philly." He's giving me the whole backstory. We're just talking while we're warming up. And then he like 140s me to death.
Yeah, Troy's good for that.
But every time he did it, he just kept going, "It's just a game." And then when he won, he goes, "You shot well, man, but throw better." I was like, God, who is this asshole from Texas? And then lo and behold, he's the nicest guy in the world.
Oh yeah. Yeah, oddly enough, my favorite Troyism was probably his little before we were on the live stream at WADA, his favorite thing. And I just remember him saying it all the time. It's going to be all right. So whenever my darts start getting a little wonky and everything, I just think of Troy that day, just going, it's going to be all right.
But like some people shrink or swim, sink or swim. I said shrink. I meant sink or swim when the cameras come around, because there's a lot of good shooters put the cameras on, they disappear.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of middle of the road, the cameras come on, and you're like, where did this person come?
Right.
Not saying Troy is one of those average. Troy always shoots better on camera.
Mm-hmm.
He does. And if you don't believe that, ask John Holland, because that first year I turned the cameras on, they played twice on camera, and Troy beat them both times, like,
Yeah.
handedly. Mr. Philly, every time he got on camera, upset alert. Like,
Right.
I'm pretty sure he took camp out on camera and Mr. Philly when he finished third place. Some people rise when cameras are on, and some people are.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you're not one of those people anymore.
No, yeah, I had a really good experience. I think it was the last season I shot ASL.
You're not scared of them anymore. They're
My
just
highest
there.
L was actually on camera during ASL.
Did you go back and rewatch it?
I did not. That's one thing I will not do.
I was almost 1080. Sorry. It's the
Oh,
first one I
no,
noticed where I was
no.
like, dang. Swing gave me the side eye, like, what the fuck are you doing? Don't worry, we're flagged for mature content, by the way, so you can curse.
Oh. Me curse never.
Okay, and I have hair. Been a real strong leg for Jess here. Little double action there.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been there when they're just not going the way you want.
Yeah.
Take a double top and you're like, whatever, I'll take it.
Happy accident.
A Bob Ross accident.
Yeah. Now, you know who actually, before, instead of happy mistakes, Bob Ross. They're not mistakes, they're happy accidents. But Kelly Gallagher and I were shooting. And that was, one thing.
How long ago was this?
probably 2019.
Bob Ross been dead for a number of years, and his PBS show was like in the 90s.
No, but I mean, as
Oh,
far as
that-
like bringing it into like my dart
Gotcha.
vernacular and using it frequently.
Gotcha. Okay.
I love Bob Ross.
He's a national treasure.
Yeah. So.
that nobody knew existed unless you didn't have cable.
Right. Happy little darts. There we go. I'm gonna steal that one too. There's a lot of tight darts from both of these shooters this leg.
It's a big first one. No, you're low, Katrina. Come on. That's what I hate about not having it. Reset your line, redo every. I hate that. Not that I'm gonna hit it, but I just hate when I have to do it. Bob Ross was retired Air Force. Had no idea. I'm gonna have to fact check that, but Troy, I will believe you for now. And by fact check, I mean I'm gonna do absolutely nothing and take you at full face value. Ooh.
Jess's facial expression on that, she knew too when they shot.
Well, that's a happy little accident.
Mm-hmm.
I love when people are not scared of double three. It's just another number. I might have looked at the 2 first, but it doesn't really matter what I think.
Oh yeah. Especially when
Right here,
yeah,
where I'm looking at the 2.
exactly, yeah.
But if I don't hit the 2 on my first start, I'm going right at the 3. To the madhouse we go.
There we go.
Bang.
He's got it.
1-1.
Yep.
That's a pretty last start.
Mm-hmm. It really was.
I don't know if you could hear it over the music,
Yeah,
but
I heard it click. Yeah.
Yeah, when you hear the click, you're like, oh, you know it's good.
Yep. As Brittany Jasinski would say, high and hard.
I'm not touching that one.
I thought we were just sticking with the
Yeah, no,
Party
no,
intervals.
no. Some things kind of supersede.
This is well, whatever that triple is one of them in. Can't tell from this angle.
95 there?
There we go.
Oh. Firing right back.
Good match.
She almost seemed scared to throw out that triple again. Like it was hanging or something
Yeah,
like that. Like
yeah, it's hard to tell from this angle. Like maybe it wasn't. It was in an odd spot.
it was very clear she was aiming high.
Mm. Yeah, because I want to say that the very first leg there were a couple bounce outs, if I remember correctly. With 20.
Well, I can't replay it, so I mean, I
We
don't.
could go back and watch it later just to fact check, but I do remember at
So
least one.
Sweeney at the 1 hour 15 minute 33 second mark. Go rewind to the first leg and see if there's any bounce outs.
I'll check for next week. And
Oh,
I'll
I
check.
know you-
I'll check for the retired Air Force reference also. For
I
Bob
know
Ross.
you're gonna go home and rewatch those. Not for the darts, just to hear,
No,
just to hear yourself.
No, absolutely not. I took one public speaking class in college, and we had to rewatch our speeches, and no.
For someone who talks so much, you can't watch
So
yourself talk.
no.
And for those that don't know, Sweeney does not talk much. She talks in one little corner of the bar,
Yep.
and when she gets up from that section, she doesn't talk much. So I checked with Kevin. It sounds like the men are a done deal. Top four is locked up. They're shooting for seeding now.
Oh,
So
awesome.
I think the stream from here on out on Tuesdays, well, next Tuesday would be the last week for the men.
Yeah.
Tuesdays here on out, it's just going to be women to clear your schedule.
Right. No, I'm happy to.
Reached
jump
out
on
to
with you
Eggy
guys.
today, see if he wanted to do it with you, but he's in Myrtle Beach. So
That's right. He is on vacation.
we'll see if we can get him in on Tuesdays because you two have way more fun.
Yes, we were
Together.
looking forward to the Premier League finals last year. That stunk with your car and everything.
You're telling me.
Listen.
I seem like a very collected individual, right? When you called me to offer me a ride, was I anything but?
No. No.
Yeah, I was a total mix of guilt, anger, and shame all in one. Like, how do I have a flat tire?
There's nothing you can do about those types of things, though.
It took 2 days to get the tire fixed, by the way.
Oh yeah, 'cause
That's why I was freaking out about it.
Yeah.
I knew how.
There's never anything easy with cars, though.
Well, when your inspection's expired for 8 months, it makes it a little harder to get your tire fixed.
Throw a monkey wrench into it.
Lesson learned: just get your car. You know what? Now that you're saying the deflections, I think it might have all been Jessica. I don't know if it was Katrina.
I think there was. You could be right. You could be very right.
For some reason, that yellow plate is ringing a bell because it really pops on the camera. Versus Katrina flights, kind of
Yeah.
blend in with the board a little bit. If that's a triple, I'm really bad at my job. Yes, it is.
Mhm.
I screwed up there. I should have hit the camera. I'm still trying to figure out, like, why'd you go 2020?
I thought it was a single too.
You'd have to rethink this monitor situation here.
All right, let's get the single one to clean it up. All right. The Katrina will stay at a 20. Jess is looking at a 154. I mean, she has been all, you obviously want to see it go in the trip 20, but she has been at the top of that triples arch, trip 5, trip 20.
For our Bob Ross double four. Come
All
on,
over it.
Katrina.
The wires strike again.
The Jimmy Bells.
Jimmy Bells. So we're looking at a 65 left.
She doesn't need that. She doesn't need it. She knows she doesn't need it. She'll give me shit in a week when she watches this back.
Oh, that was a single 11.
Jessica knows her routes. And as Joe Craig would say, a case of single-itis.
Single-itis.
Not anymore.
Yeah, 3 darts.
2-1. It's weird watching the shooters, in my opinion. Because I
Yeah.
find myself watch the shooters more. And
Yeah.
glance over at what they threw. Because I look for tells, if you will, on
Mhm.
because
You know
Jess was
who-
kind of popping her gum with her mouth open when she did that 1, 2, 3,
Mhm.
and now
Much
she's
more
back
like
to
lax.
she's not thinking. I'm just
Yeah, just-
pack on my gum.
The tough kiss on the second dart. You know who else is a very big advocate of going back and watching the tape? Colleen.
Look, I'll tell you right now. I do a lot of this for free.
Hmm.
I do it so people can watch at home.
Yeah.
However, if you're called on camera and you do not go back and rewatch your match, shame on you. You wasted your own time.
Yeah.
We're still going to play the game because we
Yeah.
thought it was good, but you have free game film.
Yeah.
If you're not utilizing it, you're an idiot.
To your advantage. Yeah.
It's just my opinion. You want to argue with me all day, you're getting because if you go and pay for like a dart lesson, they're
Yeah.
going to record you, and you paid for that. They're going to give you instructions and help you out. Ask Jamal Peg. He gives people lessons all the time. It doesn't use the cameras though. It's much more tangible when you have the advice with the film so that you can see what you're
Right.
doing wrong. If you are going to shoot on camera and not go back and rewatch it for whatever self-conscious reason you have,
Right.
that is on you. I hate watching myself on camera
So-
when I shoot. However, I still do it because
Right.
there's always 3 darts I remember like, what the hell
Yeah,
happened
like-
there?
Where this is, or you can identify like this is where the wheels fell off the wagon. But to go back to the point you made earlier, some people shoot drastically different while they're on camera. So you might not be getting a real look at what your darts would normally be like off camera. You get what I'm saying?
Well, that's a double-edged sword because it's
Yeah.
either really good or really bad.
Right.
But either way, you have this is what I should be doing if it's good, and this is what I shouldn't be doing if I'm bad.
Right.
Either way, you have proof of what
Right.
works or doesn't.
Right. Right. But what I'm saying, I guess, is the only variable that's making you shoot that way is the presence. There we go. Ton from Trina.
Is it though?
Some people, they might get the
No, but I'm saying
the nervous
is-
Nellies with a camera in their
I
face
get that,
and- yeah.
but what I'm saying is, okay, you got nervous because there was cameras.
Yeah.
So what happens when you get nervous and there's not cameras? Do you shoot the same way?
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Is it
point.
possible
Yeah.
that you just have video evidence of when you're nervous, you do this?
Yeah.
So when you're nervous, focus on the things you know
Yeah,
work.
that's true. That's very true. That's a very valid point.
I know because I was nervous on the camera, my elbow goes out to the side when I shoot.
Mm.
So I'm nervous, but I got to remember to keep that.
Yeah.
It's little things. And look, you're at the line. You're trying not to think.
Yeah.
That makes it easier. However, when you're throwing wayward darts or things that don't make any sense,
Yeah.
when you see it, you have the context clues of usually when this happens. So just go back to basics and. But hey,
Yeah.
if you're too scared to shoot on the camera, that's.
No, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it just, some people it might impact them differently. But I do think it's a useful tool for sure.
In my general experience, everybody loves the cameras a little too much.
Listen,
People-
I will always gladly take a pass. Always, always, always.
Well, since I've been doing ASL, a
Yeah.
lot of people come over like, why am I not on camera? I'm trying to maximize games
You
here,
got
okay?
two
Like
streams
it's
going now.
it's at the point where like every game needs to be streamed where people can go back and rewatch it, and I don't think people understand I have a budget and a mortgage. I mean, Christ, I'm buying equipment on Prime Day once a year just because it's cheaper.
All right, Katrina, she's at a 2-door out here, coming up against Jess.
Good little rally leg here for Katrina.
All right. She has a little time. Jess isn't on an out right now, so.
She's giving us the Brittany Jasinski School of Doubles right now. I'm waiting for the text message tomorrow when Brittany goes back and rewatches this.
So, and that's the thing, like some shooters, I'm not saying either one of these two, but when there is, a pretty big gap in points scored, people, again, not saying these two or, frankly, anyone in the room really, but some people tend to take their foot off the gas and not go right at it. Like, oh, I have time to clean this up. But then you'll have a shooter that comes back like this, you know what I mean? And
The biggest mistake you can make, in my
Yeah.
opinion, is like, all right, if
Is
they're up,
thinking you have
if they're
time.
at a bogey, cool. I have darts to play with here,
Right.
but I don't care if it's a 154. Anybody
Yep.
can take an outshot out
Mhm.
on any given day.
yeah,
Once they're there, that's when the pressure sits in.
Right.
Some people, whatever, 154. They take it out, they take it out.
Right.
Good darts, tip of the cap, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it.
Right.
But some people get nervous when you're at 16 and they're at
Yeah.
one, because they could take this out.
Yes.
It goes both ways, but
Very much can.
just hit your doubles. That's really,
I agree.
close your eyes, throw real hard at it. Wouldn't recommend that, actually. You might hurt someone.
I'll start.
Looks like they're leaning in
Yeah,
too.
I'm pretty sure Ray Ray wanted to do that at Philly Open this year.
Ray wants to do a lot of things that we just don't let him do. Jessica, what was that?
Well, Kelly, I think you might just have to make a visit back to Philly so we can get you on the stream.
Kelly, if you come back to Philly, we'll put you on camera. Perks of being the moderator of my chats. I don't know. She's getting really good at this single double.
Mhm. Oh, that's so great. That's awesome.
It's funny because I feel like I know who Kelly Gallagher is. Never met her in my life. We talk when I stream. That's basic, and every now and then through Messenger. But
Kelly, as far as being an influential woman in women's darts in Philly, she is like, for me, like the Mecca. Like, I remember the first time I qualified, we were shooting flex against each other. She's like, Danielle, listen, it's going to be a little bit different. This is what to expect. This is what to do. She's just, but don't get me wrong. Like, if you were throwing crap darts, she would tell
Didn't
you
pull-
to get your head out of your
oh well,
ass.
she doesn't pull
Yeah.
punches in the chat either.
No, and I respected that so much about her, and and even still, she watches all the live streams. She'll even send us girls like messages on the side, like
Yeah, see, the
different
funny
things
thing
she's
is
noticing.
like
She's just
I make the running joke of how I sell scouting reports because I have a different view. You've sat here before.
right,
How people shoot on camera. Like,
Right.
I can see it. I can see what they do well. If they're doing this is how you beat so and so.
right.
Kelly's available if you know her on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask like, how's this per? If I'm shooting Katrina next week. I haven't seen her shoot
Yep.
in a while. How's she doing? Kelly watches every week.
Yep.
Me, Troy, and Kelly have much more candid conversations about Philadelphia dart shooters than a lot of people at this park because we have a different perspective on it.
Right.
And she's just sitting at home right now. Kelly, don't rat yourself out. Shh, shh. You watch every week. You watch every stream. It's kind of like Kelly never left.
No, I mean, to hang out with her, and shoot again. We were actually, me and Kim Fee were talking about, she used to wear this fan thing around her neck while she was shooting. So obviously you don't want the fan to impact your darts, but you could wear it around your neck and it would just blow cold air in your face.
It's a pro
And
move right there.
It really was.
Got to be comfortable.
No, and that's why, shooting with Nooch and winning the upside down shoot, it genuinely meant a lot to me because Kelly.
I think it meant more to Nooch. It's something he actually won.
I mean, your words, not mine, but
tell him all the
Kelly
time.
Kelly brought that shoot to Phil. Like she was running that shoot for the longest time. So,
There is no order of merit in Philadelphia. It's all unofficial rankings. I tell Nooch all the time he's just top 7.
I was just doing this.
I always tell him he's just top 7 because he's never won.
Who?
Nooch.
Yeah,
So he could have the best average. He could have everything. He's got to win.
I remember
Before.
watching the Premier League last year, men's Premier League on stage.
3 dart difference.
Yep.
It really is.
Yep.
Three
Yep.
different darts from Nooch, and he beats Timmy in the first round.
Mhm.
And like we all know how good he is. It's those small moments. Well, Kelly, there was the other thing. Nooch got in a car accident, I want to say about 2 years ago, and depending on who you ask, if you ask him, I'll tell you flat out, he didn't break his wrist, but his wrist was broken. But he was still shooting with it. He went through a whole, what you call it, 9 month where he
Yeah.
wasn't the same shooter. He was starting to stand sideways at the line, trying to do something different. His wrist wasn't right. Now it's right. Now he's shooting better again, and it's made a world of difference. But it's just more to just break his balls that calling him top 7.
Yeah.
The way you get Newts to shoot better is to talk shit. There's no other way to put it. And unfortunately, my shit talk doesn't phase him anymore. But when it was phasing him, he was shooting a lot better.
Oh. Right
Wow.
over.
Here I am worried about. I think her flight might block the out shot. No, she puts it right in the window in the double one.
It's a go home.
I usually tell him now, just you got to stop lifting arms before dart events.
Golfing before dart events.
I think that's. I can't even tell.
Yeah, the
Well,
flight is.
I think that's a
blocking.
single 17 there. That's all it can be if she's still thinking about it.
Will you guys be streaming the event next weekend? The mixed doubles.
Hell no.
Absolutely not. Will you be shooting in the event?
I don't know. I really don't know.
That's fair.
A lot of people don't think like I do anymore. I know Troy was starting to think like I get so many days off now that even just going to shoot is like I'd rather just stay home and not.
Yeah. On it. Yeah.
I hate thinking like that, but it's a reality. I mean, this is a lot. She wants to redo. No, yeah, undecided. I don't have a partner, so I'd be on the orphans list. Rightfully so. I think that's in there. Sure is.
Yep.
And now, Sween, I have to take a pause for the cause, so you're on your own for
Okay.
at least 2 minutes.
All
Have
right.
fun.
So now that Forkin abandoned me on the stream by myself, we're going into the next leg here. Katrina's been throwing this whole set so far has been throwing consistently steady darts. While our out shots, might be. I mean, personally, if I had won the Powerball, I don't know that my first thing would be to play darts, but I think there's a lot of road tournaments that I would enjoy going to that, I haven't had a chance. I know a lot of Philly darters go out to a bunch of them. Las Vegas would definitely be on my list. Nashville. Costa Rica for sure. That would be fun. I would go with you to that, Kelly. But you got to come to Philly first, and so we can plan, and then we'll go to Costa Rica. So average-wise amongst this set, the averages seem pretty consistent, pretty even. We have Katrina holding steady at a 44.35, and Jess is at a 44.56. They're all right over that trip 20. All over it. So it's just Matt's rejoining us. Oh, following the Pro Tour in person would be awesome. I would definitely do that. That's such a different environment. I could kick myself in the butt for not going to MSG, you know.
You've never been?
No, no.
I'm a little upset I didn't go this year. However, still paying for last year.
Yeah,
It is expensive, but it is totally worth it because
Yeah.
that first year, big shout out to our tournament director for the free ticket he gave me. It was unbelievable.
yeah.
It was honestly unbelievable.
I mean, just the atmosphere you see on TV. I know we stream it a lot at the club, you know, like
That was
watching it, but being there in person, I
But
can't
see,
imagine how electric
if you've
that
never
is.
been in that Hulu theater,
Yeah,
when you're watching that Friday night and that Saturday morning for the CDC North American Championship, it's about half full, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, but you're in and around the 50% capacity, and it is totally electric. You were Kevin lost his voice midday Saturday and couldn't scream. He's already nodding in the background. He couldn't scream for the rest of the time he was there. It was absolutely nuts. And this is me being a little self-righteous, but like shame on the people that only came for Saturday night because it was 2 days. I almost did 3 days. 3 events of darts in 2 days that were unbelievable.
I bet.
And you gotta go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad it's no longer in Vegas. I wish it was in Philly. Selfishly, I feel like we could
Right.
provide a venue of sorts to make that happen. I also don't like paying $16 for a beer. It is what it is. It's New York prices. You have to deal with it. But that was trying to think of the North American Championship that first year was 2022. I think it was me, Troy, Kevin, Gary Trenton, Andrew Olump, like a whole group of Philly people that we were just.
Yeah, there were.
Andrew
there was
had
a bunch.
these seats closer that the people that were coming weren't coming till the night. He goes, just sit up here. We were on TV all day.
Oh, that's awesome.
We were going more crazy than the people that were down getting the free drinks in the
Yeah.
bench seats. We were talking to random people. We ran into Roman, actually. Some guy that was sitting next to me, Troy, just tapped me. He goes, look at this guy's shirt. And he said he was Czech. And Troy goes, hold on, and disappeared. He came back. I was like, oh, hey, Roman. When did you get here? He goes, oh, I'm back there. No,
yeah.
it's absolutely.
I think I really enjoy like the traveling aspect of it, and also you know, outside of darts too. A lot of those places that a lot of these tournaments are at, even just competitively for people, you know, on our playing level.
Which
There's a lot of fun stuff to do. Like
just gonna give a
like
shout
when
out.
we went to Seacoast. We went to Salem before. I know when.
Oh, there's
some
tournaments
Philly-
all over the country.
when
Since Troy's been in Texas,
Yeah.
he talked to me about 7 or 8 tournaments.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if I can get an okay to come down with the
Yeah.
equipment, will you come? I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
I work remotely, so if Troy doesn't mind putting me up for
Yeah.
2-3 weeks for me to work, I'm happy to go to these Midwest tournaments that are, they're just like the Philly Open, $10,000 tournaments.
Trying to sneak that one in, or is that another wire?
I think that's in, judging by Jessica's expression in the background there. Sorry, I'm not even paying attention to the game.
No,
right now.
it's okay.
I'm also throwing out there a big shout out to Danny Baggish and everything that he does because he's coming back
Yes.
Very
so excited.
soon.
I'm so excited.
organizing these European PDC pros to come
Mhm.
over and shoot with us. It hasn't disappointed yet.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Last
Actually,
year
I'm a
was
little
so much
disappointed
fun.
this time around because Devin's not coming and Damon Head is not coming,
I know.
which after the last one, I was like, well, could they just come for fun? Like,
yeah.
he's very good taste in who he brings over. They mesh very well with us. And I know Danny just keeps coming back because
Yeah,
he
and I
said
mean, they
his
do.
first trip here, he said, I'm always coming back to Philadelphia. And we're like, oh, why? He goes, I'm the gambler. Everybody takes all of my bets. Like, oh, yeah, let's play this. And he's like,
Yep.
yeah, Philly's a little different. We all bet on spaghetti falling down the wall as long as it entertains us.
No, Danny's a great guy, and you know he does a lot for us. You
There's
know,
a lot for
even-
darts.
Yeah,
It's
I would-
not
that's what I was
specific
just about
to us,
say. They
but
did like a whole tour. They stopped in, I think, Connecticut, New
New
York,
York, Philadelphia.
yeah.
I think there was one more stop along the way. But
Yeah.
I mean, the pros have a good time.
Oh yeah, they had a ton of fun, and it was really great. You know, just
I'm
you,
actually
you see those people on TV, like we are just talking about, like Ali Pally,
I'm
and
so
yes,
unfazed by that. It like doesn't even
I don't know.
matter to me.
It's kind of cool. I mean,
it is cool, but like I'm unfazed by it. It's I understand like the
Yeah.
impression that like we had like Damon Hedda, I think at the point, I think it was 12th in the world, was at Polonian. Like I understand the significance of that right there.
Troy's comment.
He was 16 at the time. Kevin's correcting me. I don't have an earpiece in tonight, but Kevin's correcting me. He was 16th in the world at that time. But that's a big deal to have someone like that. And the guys that are coming over,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully sometime some of the women,
Yeah.
hint, 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 hint. We'd have to sell tickets if that happened. But humble as can be,
Oh yeah.
nicest guys in the world. They love the game. They love shooting with us. It's funny to me that when they come over here, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're going to a dart tour in America." I don't know about the other place. I expect New York's the same way and Connecticut.
Yeah.
But they show up and they're like, "I didn't think people liked darts." Like they're looking at the halls, kind of like, "I used to shoot and stuff like this back where I live." And like, yeah,
Yeah.
we know. Like,
Yep. Yeah, and especially with the African Warrior, you know, he has his whole Dart Academy, which, you know, probably mirrors.
which one? It's got multiple
Well,
all over the world.
oh, I only knew of the ones.
Oh, he's got multiple.
Yeah. Oh, that's
think-
awesome.
I think he's opening another ones shortly.
Good for him, getting more people involved. Nice shot.
No, it's not. What she got left?
Oh,
That's
I'm
a
sorry.
big old bus.
I thought one was out. I thought she had a ton to leave.
Well,
for
one was
these next-
out.
Well,
You
not
thought two?
not two in the triple. Sorry.
Great darts, wrong time. Oh, Jessica. 62 scored. Leaves.
No. No.
Come on, Sween. Takes 60 off, then takes 2. 67 left.
I was getting there. That's one thing at the line. I will take forever to do my math, and that's fine. I'm not a mathematician by any means. And it's funny because my family knows this. They know, like, in my entire life, like, math has been a struggle, and they're like, "You shoot darts? Like, isn't that
Yes,
completely
I
math?"
love the irony of this game of let's go drink and do math.
Sounds like if you explain darts to me like that, like drinking and then doing math,
Here's
that
the
just
funny part
sounds
is
horrible
I've
to
always
me.
been good at math. That's why I took to this game very well.
No.
It's because I didn't have to think much. I just moved and shot darts.
Mm-mm.
There's math, but then there's dart math, which is a whole different level of math.
As far as adding up my shot, because I pretty much either hit or splash on the same darts consistently.
Jessica leaving herself the double one.
I mean,
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
she's hit it going for double tops. So, an ounce and out.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
Sorry.
no. No, I was, you know, and it's so much easier to, like, especially when you're adding up a shot, standing behind someone on the line, than when you're standing on the actual line and then
Or even
doing
right
it.
here,
Yeah.
because this is what I was aiming for, and my plan was X, Y, and Z, and now it's
Yep.
like I find myself at the line doing more of the. This is what I want. If I hit this, I go here. If I hit this, I go here. It's
Right,
it's
right.
the oddball of like, well, I didn't account for a 666 when I was aiming for
There we go.
15. And I believe Jessica holds the darts here
Yep. Last
for,
leg.
for a chance at another tie. There's no right way in Premier League as far as I'm concerned. Talk to the top shooters that shoot in it. They'll tell you Jim Newman's the perfect beacon of advice when you shoot in a Premier League of what you need to do. My opinion is just make sure you don't lose.
Yeah.
As long as you're tying, you have life. If you're losing, but because the first tiebreaker in every Premier League that we have in Philadelphia is a leg differential. So if you were to just tie out your entire time in Premier League, and then get to the end, and you're still in a tiebreaker scenario to make that top 4, your leg differential is 0.
True.
Anything can happen there. Especially because you didn't win anything, but you didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
Those are your points. And you're at 0. Someone did a lot of winning and losing just to get there. So
Right.
were
Right,
they
right.
winning close games and losing blowout? Like there's a lot of, yes, everyone will say just win. Just take the points where you can get them.
Yeah,
My opinion.
for sure.
I think we're in a pee break here. And she's back. I should bring over the other half of the swing for this final leg here.
The other half of Team Swing. Sween looks
As
like
I
he-
say that, I read the chat. Sween looks like he needs a hug. Nah, Sween's had a very rough last 10 days. That's Sweeney, not you. And it showed last week because his darts were near unbeatable. But which, by the way, if you are watching and you can afford any donation, we'll take anything. Please be sure to go into Jessica filling up lipstick. But no, the Ray Fisher GoFundMe on the Darts Philly page. Please make sure any donation helps. I understand not everybody's in the position to make donations, but he is a legend. He deserves a proper send-off.
Agreed.
I'm also a hypocrite because I'm waiting to get paid this Friday to put something in there, but
So this leg is starting out hot.
for someone,
Hey, like I said,
hey, I call them forking darts. You throw the 1080 followed by the Chase Utley special. But she is at the outshot.
I
through
like that.
9 darts.
Chase Utley special.
What else would you call it if you're from Philly?
No, I mean, trust me.
What do we wanna call it? Saggy
I throw
tits?
my Nick Foles. I throw my Rick Tockets. I throw a lot of fun darts.
Rick Oh, that is a gem. I love that. I'm stealing that.
Some 11, some Carson Wentz's. You know,
No, we don't talk about
however you
this.
feel about that. Right.
Yep.
Breakfast. Yep.
Breakfast. This isn't Chicago. I'm really glad Anthony did because he wasn't. He's a Philly legend. He's dear to our hearts, but he is a national treasure. If anybody shoots darts or knows their history about darts, Ray Fisher was the man.
Yeah, even, you know, just all the love and outpouring, you know, the past week has been, it's immeasurable, honestly, because, you know, it's coming, like you're saying, not just from here locally, but, like, you see all the news clippings, all the articles, all of the personal testaments to, like, the impact he's made on people's lives. You know, I've only had the pleasure of meeting him, maybe if I was lucky, a handful of times here at different events at the club. But
I met him twice.
yeah,
I can tell you the last sentence he said to me after I just got my ass kicked. I think I made top 16, which I had no business in at a charity shoot. And when I walked past him, he did the pat on the back and said, "Thank God you have the cameras." Which, I mean, can't really say what you want to say to Ray Fisher there because he's right. So,
yep,
but that's just who he was. He loved the game.
Mhm.
Talk to everybody. He was as far as darts are concerned, he was a celebrity. And again, his board is down tonight. We will not be shooting on the Fisher board till the memorial service, out of respect for him. All right, we'll zoom in now. I think Jessica's got this.
that's dark.
Curse of the commentator. Microphone caught that. She yelled at you for the smell of your fart, not because of the audio. Colin Rath having some fun over here.
Right, Katrina knocks it down.
Jessica. She loves the double ones. She loves the double ones.
All right, she has 2 darts in hand.
$52 left. Oh, went for the 20. No polite way to put it. She fucked up. 37 left. Let's hit another 5. Or 1. Yeah. Whatever
Yeah, if
tickles
you
your
were going for
fancy
the
there.
20 anyway, yeah.
Or bust it. That's also acceptable. Not sure if that's a 9 or a 11. Either way, I don't think that's the right
Yeah.
darts.
Flip flopped on that one.
Great dart, wrong time.
Couple legs ago, needed double top, hit the 1.
Oh, Jess. What are you doing here?
Katrina has
Alright.
3 darts at the double 16.
We'll show our sponsors real quick. Map Refrigeration, Quaker City English Dart League, Kavanaugh's Rittenhouse, and Paul Kuhn. Neglected to do that tonight. I blame Sweeney. She didn't remind me.
What? There
And
we
there
go.
it is.
Another comeback tie for Miss O'Brien. Hey.
She ain't gonna be happy on the ride home, but you didn't lose tonight. There's always a positive spin on things.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't lose. 2 ties, not ideal, but still 2 points.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, we're still kind of early on as far as women's premiere is concerned. So, you know.
First cuts is next
Yeah,
Tuesday,
yeah,
so I mean, well, I'm sure I can pull it up. I say I'm sure I can pull it up as I'm struggling very, very, very well. Let's look at the. Nope, that's stage 2, which we're not at. Kevin is way ahead of schedule on his ranking. So Jessica, I think she's gonna make first cut. I think she
Yeah.
stands.
Do we have any other matches live still going on?
Well, Jessica stands at 2.5 points through 5 matches, which, judging by the standings, they are not updated. Let's see. The points are not updated. Excuse me. Steph Worm stands at 1 point. So it's not half points. Excuse me. So she's at 5 points. 3 ties and a win is 5 points. Kim is at 3 points. Jamie does have live darts, so maybe I should defer to Sweeney at this point. She's clearly better at the job. She trails Lil 3-1. And Colleen is also at 5 points. So bottom 2 get cut, but it looks like Steph is on the chopping block with 1. And Kim has 3, depending on what happens with Lil and Jamie. Jess does have 5 and 2 matches in hand, so anything can happen, but makes it for an exciting next Tuesday.
It definitely does. Definitely does.
The men are pretty much locked up. I think Kevin sent me the updated standings. He sure didn't. Kevin, can I get a top 4 for the men? No movement. So, if you've been following our post on the Philadelphia Premier League, the top 4 in the men's has not changed. It is Timmy O'Brien in first place, Mike Campagna in second, Rory Goodfellow in third, and Jim Newman in fourth. And I don't think there's anything that can be done about that other than the changing. 1 second. All right, so apparently there's still a few scenarios here. Our top 4 is not set. The only one with life in a if that scenario is Adam Gingery, who is in 5th place. So next week does have some, I don't even know the right word for this, validity. Looking at my grammar Nazi over there to tell me if it's the right word.
Validity.
Next week has some validity, some theatrics, potential.
There is something at stake.
There is a hypothetical scenario in which the only person that can drop is Jim Newman, and the only person that can get in is Adam Gingery. Shut up with your words, Kevin. Importance, he called me. I could have thought of that. I was looking for something a little bit
Spicier.
Yeah. I want to act like I know what I'm doing. It's exposing me. We're going to shut it down here for the night. Thank you, Danielle Sweeney, for joining. We'll hopefully
you.
have her back next week
Yeah.
with maybe Kevin Eganall.
Oh, that would be phenomenal. We'll see if we can get Eggy in on
Egg and
this.
Sween.
Egg and
Sweeney eggs. I don't know.
That would be great. But thank you for having me. I had a great time. Great darts tonight by all the girls shooting, and we're just getting started.
This is
That's it.
2 of 3 for the first
Yep.
round of the women's. Next
Yep.
week will be the final week, and we may have some men mixed in, judging by, I thought the top 4 was a done deal.
Yeah.
So tune in next week. As Troy Colin would say, good night and good darts.